Greetings everyone, here's Lodric again, and this is a game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my match against KilRoy. He's a commander of the Allied Forces. Scenario 1, the new game version 27, and we reaching the end of April, so every day is now in favor of the Allies, at least latest in, I think, late summer of 42, the balance of power will shift and the Americans will ramp up their production reinforcements. But I was so far successful in taking what I must take and avoiding too heavy losses on my side. There was an enemy task force, but no real engagement. One of my patrol boats get picked up by 2 destroyers again. Of course. Taraba. Good. So, some scout information. Allied ships are still in port and also outside of port. But no American carriers so far. But more buffaloes are back. Okay, then I simply push them down again. But unluckily... Okay. So I suppressed the Allied cap. And now I'm back to land some 60 kilogram bomb hits. And also down to 250. So the 250 really create damage, the 60 can create system damage or fire. But still, many hits. No one catched the net. So again, hits, and if you can see heavy damage, and this was the 250 kilogram bomb hit. And heavy fire is also normally then the end of the ship sooner or later. So it is more like a dead end for KilRoy's ships. He can come to the Marshall Islands, but he cannot leave, or at least most of his equipment will not return. Suppressing ground attacks. It was a successful but not over aggressive morning phase, and still no Allied carriers. thinking sounds all over the place. Yeah, the Japanese Australia tank division regiments beating up here this Australian forces. And the defenders are off supplies and falling apart. So this was maybe the last combat units getting destroyed and the last equipment getting destroyed. Now it's really only support guys. So the male guy. This is now the last attempt of the 14th Japanese Army to storm here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Japanese division, 1 infantry regiment in support, plus some bunch of Navy Guard units. Overcome the Allied forces. But the Australians have here the 1st and the 4th, the 1st and the 4th Australian Division. And also the Americans have a lot of equipment here. So I'm not so sure if I can really inflict enough casualties. No, nothing really happened. You can see that my attack value dropped by half and the enemy tripled. I can blow up the fort levels with my combat engineers, but it's simply not enough. I have here higher casualties. Most of my equipment is only disabled, but of course you can see I cannot handle this kind of casualties. It was a try, but this was simply not working. And if I want to have a success, I must bring in maybe 1 or 2 more divisions. But it's maybe better to call it a day and go to siege mode. I don't must take Nomaya really. The Mongolian army is of course more successful. Nothing really here more to stop me. And yeah. The only place KilRoy was really able to defend and hold is Nomaya. A little unlucky because I never was able to jump to Suva, and it's blocked and locked a lot of my forces for the Pacific campaign. But would be boring if everything would be here successful. So let's see what the future brings. The days of April are soon over. Air losses was again high for the Allies, but mostly to ops losses. So because Japan lost no airframe, I can normally also not lose a pilot. And you can see that I have here guys with 300 missions, but not really many kills. This is all these Japanese elite pilots. They're fighting in China, but they're flying everyday missions, but there's nothing to really fight, so they have a lot of experience, but not many kills. So I lost my patrol boat, okay, and KilRoy lost maybe a bunch of cargo ships. So harm me with the next target, Urumqi, the headquarters, the capital of this province, then it's normally over. But yeah, nothing really too critical to take these cities. More help will be normally if I take Nanning and Quilin and open here the supply between Vietnam and China. Ceylon also. it will be done sooner or later. Picking up the bases. Nothing to expect here. Yeah, one Australian forces holds the ground to maybe buy out a little more time so that the rest can escape, but even if they escape, I think the Allies' equipment is reinforcements is scripted. I think the Allies getting reinforcements are hard coded every day or every month or whatever, and then you can replace and reinforce your units. And the Japanese, on the other hand, I think they can simply rebuild everything. You only must give heavy industry points and supplies, and then you can rebuild as many you want, so long the industry can support it. But there's no hard restriction. So it is more. This is why the Japanese army can handle losses on the land side normally much better. The Allies get still the points, but if you don't play for points, then it doesn't matter. I mean, we play here also without really caring for the points. Yeah. So I don't know where the Allies carriers are. Because I don't know where they are, I maybe send my own carriers first to Tulagi. This is a better position to intercept Allied task force. Good. One short note, because I saw some other YouTuber also play this game. He Lozy PC, and he had the more or less he let some fighters run on different tasks, and I think it's only, well, I don't know, maybe I use the other. I can use this one. Normally, at least I play the game like this. One air wing is for one task, so you can make cap, you can make training, you can make long range cap, you can make also the sweep. But normally I would never mix it. If you have cap and sweep at the same time, and then you want sweep a other base and you have the range here, then normally this also means that your cap is running on a range. This will give more fatigue to pilots and airframe. That is not so good. If you also want to make long range cap, you better make long range cap over one hex like this. Then you will make hex over this target directly. You can also reduce it to 0, but this I think have no impact more. If you give a target, it will sweep, or you make escort. And I would also not mix this, because long range cap is always burning through fatigue or readiness of your pilots and the airframe. So if you have more missions out of one base, and you have only one air wing, it's much better to simply break up the wing. Then you have ABC company, and then you give one unit maybe like this. You can first say this, set this to all the bases, and you say this is my cap fighter. Then the B company, you can say, okay, this guy. Oh wait, I make a mistake. We must keep this on 0, because if you want to make cap, you only want to make cap over your own base. And the B company can go for long range cap. Then you can say, oh, okay, I want long range cap over my troops here. Then I normally make it also 0. I'm not so sure if this have an impact, because you give it still a target. And the last one, normally, then you can say, okay, this guy. And with sweep, I would always go for the numbers, so I would always go with everything. So you can tell this guy, sweep, maybe the British here, wherever you want. But one task for one air wing, and don't mix it. Don't try to make everything with one air wing. And the other hard rule is normally fatigue over 20, the air wing is resting. At least if you fly out of your hex. A cap, you can also, I think, go up to 30 fatigue. With not too many issues. But of course, game style, everyone, this is up to the player. But I would suggest don't try to mix up too much. This will only increase fatigue for your pilots and your airframes. Good. Thank you all. See you. Take care. Bye bye.